building of the Tamiya Phantom F-4B. This is going to be a test of how it all goes together. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and welcome to the first installment of building of the brand new Tamiya 1:48 scale Phantom F-4B. Now, a little while ago, I've done a open box review, so please have a look at that if you'd like to see all the components together. What I'm going to do is, because this is a pre-production model, I'm going to do a simple construction piece on it. I'll build it up as per the manual without any paint, but I will be adding some washes to it just to bring up the detail of the panel lines and rivets. So pretty much this is going to be a test of how it all goes together, how clean it's going to be. I'll build in some of the options too. So I plan on building one wingtip deployed flat and then the other one folded, and I'll see what I can do with some of the other options as well. Might have an air brake down, just so you can see what it's going to look like if you choose any of the options. Okay, so let's look at the first step. First step is basically painting some of the interiors of the cockpit here. Now, I'm not going to be doing that, but we'll just pay attention to the building. So we've got one of the halves here, so you have the option of doing a deployed or retracted fuel probe. Now, I think I'll do the extended version, just for a bit of more interest sake. So we'll just chop off the bits here. So we're starting with the first half of this fuselage. So this is the two-part piece. All right, so we've got that there. Then we've got this panel here. So we're going for the N7, so that's going to be this port right there. N8 is a blank, so we'll leave that off. There's also some clear parts and a panel cover. So let's have a look at that. So we've got L2. Where's L? That's not L. L or B. Back over here. L2. Okay, so I'm not going to be cleaning up these parts super cleanly. We're basically going to get it into as much out of box as possible. So I'm just going to be trimming with the edge of the blade. Quick sand. Just lost it. Where was I trimming? Over here. And then we'll glue it into place. Okay, so this panel just goes over here. Just a nice fit. Get some of my extra thin cement. Okay. So a bit all the way around, and that's on. Okay, and next we've got this part here. A bit of a trim. Right, that just slips into here. Again, very nice fit. Okay, so we've got our first two bits on. Now, as we have those two parts, let's just have a closer look at things that need to be trimmed. So there's an injection point here, just need to trim that. A few little marks here which just need to sand. And we'll move on to the next step. Let's trim that off. A bit of sand. One connection point here. All right, looking pretty clean. Let's flip this over. All right, next step. All right, so we're going to be joining this onto the second half of the fuselage. So it's going to be this part here. All right, so there's a part where you're going to see when this is joined, it's going to have the backbone with all that detail. Just gives us a quick clean. Actually, I might clean that after we glue the fuselage halves together. Let's do this one now. Okay, so we're prepared. All right, so this goes into these two locators here. You can see as we press it together, just how clean this particular panel line is right there. Okay, very nice. All right, let's do these 2 points first. All right, so we've got that fuselage half is practically done. So I've got a few little panels here, all three. L3 M6. Let's find my M bits. M6. Don't miss. Oh yeah, M6 and M7. All right, I'll cut both of those off. R8 panel. R8. R8. L4. Okay. Okay, it's always best to check the fit on some of these things. Just make sure it's all in the right spot. Yep, beautiful there. Okay. Okay, I've got this panel over here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I've got that one there. Okay, now the other fuselage half. Okay. Just going to pay a little bit of attention to these ones here because there's a bit of a chamfer. And there will be another panel that's going to go under here. Just going to make sure I don't take anything too much, but we'll test fit that a bit later when that panel goes on as well. Okay. All right, so we'll test fit this that we trimmed off earlier. So make sure it's all even. Looks pretty good. Quite amazing the panel fit on these. Really smooth. So let's just try and straighten this up a little bit. Okay, lovely. So I notice that I'm practically just tacking some of the parts at the moment. So here, this is still a bit loose. So this allows me to actually just hold the parts in place. I check the fit of it. And then as everything goes together, I can finalize all these if it's to my liking. That's to make sure that everything lines up correctly. All right, and this is the front panel. Okay, just trim this off a bit more. So by test fitting all your bits, you can see just how all the panel lines come up. They just need a little bit of a clean, but that's good. Okay, looks good. All right, so we've done all these parts here. I've left off the lens here for one of the navigation lights, but we'll put that on at the very end. I like to do all the clear parts at the end. Just allows them to go on cleanly without any chance of getting them all scuffed up. All right, so we've got two fuselage halves now, and then we move on to the cockpit. So I'll put those here. Actually, I might just press those together and see what the feel looks like at the moment. It doesn't have the bulkheads in the middle yet though, but there are a couple of parts here. It's looking pretty good. So far, so good. Okay, all right, let's leave that there. All right, time for the cockpit components. So we need the tub. It's just over here. Now I'm going to be doing the wash after I do each sub-assembly. That way it makes it a bit easier to handle. So this cockpit, I'll do most of it before I apply any washes. All right, so we've got the tub. Just need to find these other bits and pieces. So N and S sprues. N. Okay, there's an N18. N18, then S. S9 and S18. S18. Okay. Okay, and then C sprue. Okay, C7 and C4. So C7, some foot pedals. C4. It's a joystick. Okay. All right, I'll clean these bits up. Okay, let's trim this off. Okay, they're all prepared. All right, let's get these bits together. That's a nice fit. All right, then we've got this section here. All these sub-assemblies are falling together quite easily. Okay, so there's one part. So this will just drop into here. Before we go on, I need to make a 1mm hole right here. And you can see that guide right there. Now, let's see. I don't have drill bits handy on me at the moment, so I just made a guide with this. I'll just make sure that next time round I've got my pin vise handy. This is just a location hole, so it doesn't matter if it's a little bit rough. Okay, let's try the fit. This needs to be a bit deeper. Okay, and there it is. Perfect. Okay, I'll just open that up a little bit on this side. Okay. perfect fitment. All right, so we've got some foot pedals going here. Okay. It's nice how it just drops into this particular point. Holds it perfectly level. And now let's just pop our joystick in place. All right, beautiful. All right, so we completed up to step 4. Let's see, step 5 now, we're going to start making the cockpit sidewalls. So let's put that sub-assembly over there. Got a little bit of a mess happening here with bits and pieces. Clear that up a little bit. All right, so we need some S components, which will be over here. All right, so we've got S1 and S3. Okay, there's painting, but before we go on, I just noticed I've missed a bit here, so I need a Q4 to go inside the fuselage. Q. Just going to locate that part. A, F, D, M. It's probably here somewhere, I think. S, Q. Okay, here we go. Q, Q4. There we go. All right, so let's clean up the rest of these bits. All right, so let's just glue this in the fuselage we need right here. All right, so where's that? Point. Oops. I think that's right. Okay, looks about right. Drop glue on that. All right. Okay, so step 5, let's go to step 6. Okay, so parts of the bulkheads for the cockpit. Okay, S13, S5. Okay, C. C35. C43. C34. Okay, one bulkhead. Second bulkhead. Okay, let's get these parts together first. Okay, so this part here. Just make sure we locate it correctly. This one goes over here. Okay. Okay, one bulkhead there. Missed one part here. C42. Okay. All right, so these need to be cut off. Okay. We've got this panel locks onto here. Okay, step 6 complete. All right, let's look at step 7 now. So we have S3 we have here, S1 we have here, Okay, so I need some more S parts. S16. S6. Alrighty, so this doesn't need to fit onto this section. Okay. Alright, now we've got our bulkheads. They're going to be going into the tub now. So we've got this section. Whoops. This one here. Then we have this one here. All right, glue these in place. Okay, again, I'm not going to glue the top sections here. I'll make sure it all fits right before I commit to making it all solid. It's tacked in place at the moment. All right, so we have that. Now I just need to place S6 on this section here. Okay, all right. Okay, that's in there, and then we just need to apply these fuselage sections in place. So oh, there you go. So that's where it helps not being too quick. I should have placed these in there first. And we just pop this out. It's only tacked on the bottom. All right, so that's pulled out. That's in. That side's in. Okay, that's better. So that's a good example of why tacking is always a good idea. All right, so they're in place. Again, I'm just going to tack on the bottom here. Particularly what I'm doing at the moment is pretty much like speed building, so can't pay attention as much as I probably would normally like. Okay, so that's tacked. All right, got all our components in here. And that is step 7. So thanks for joining me with this first installation, or installment I should say, of building the Tamiya 148 scale F-4B Phantom. So we're up to the cockpit component, and we'll continue on with steps 8 onto further next time around. So thanks for joining me. See you next time.